Hello and welcome back to Hashtag Questions, where I answer your burning DJ questions if I can. But first, I've got a couple of things I need to do. Picking a place to park in the town centre is always fun. I've got two places I need to go. One is Platform, the nightclub I was DJing on Friday night, and two is my office in the town centre. Now, I've got a parking space, but it's the other side of town and I walk up, whereas this here is the multi-storey, which is in the centre of town, but I need to be in between the two of them because I can't walk that far because I'm in the operation on my knee. So I could be there in 8 minutes, I think. 5 minutes, 6 minutes. It's literally around the corner. It's chilly this morning. It's showing 3 degrees out. Okay, I'm now in the car park, all parked up. I've got to dash across to Platform to go and pick up these headphones. Okay, just picked up my headphones from Platform, and I'm now heading up to the office where I'm going to sort out this screen. We got this video display screen, I need to fix it. Okay. Oh, it's all go today. Right, okay, I'm in the office now. Going to upload these images to this USB and stick them on the screen, and then I can get going and get ready to start recording Hashtag Questions. It's Hashtag Questions time, where I answer your burning DJ questions. Well, to my best of my ability and knowledge. We'll see what we can do. So, let's kick off today's first question. It's from, let's have a look, it's from Aaron B. And Aaron B has dropped a question in the comment section. He's from Atomic Mobile Audio. Hashtag questions. Hi JP, hi Aaron. Hope you're doing okay. I've worked in nightclubs playing house and drum and bass, albeit a long time ago. I'm in the process of establishing a mobile DJ business. Good luck with that. I hope that goes really well. I have a good knowledge of music, but I was wondering if you could run through your processes when you are creating a playlist. I've have my first gig booked for early next year, birthday party, and just would like to know how you would approach this in regards to when you play specific genres. Thank you for all the information videos. They are an inspiration and help me decide on becoming a mobile DJ. Keep up the great work. PS, hope the knee recovers well. Thank you again, Aaron. Aaron, thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sending a question in. And thank you for being so kind in saying that these videos are helpful and that it's inspired you. That's it's very touching. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. That's fabulous, fabulous. So let's get to your first question, Aaron. What are we looking at here? We are looking at the process for creating playlists. So when we want to create a playlist, I know what I'll do. It's difficult to explain in words on camera, so I'm going to show you, and probably the best way of showing you is like this. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out how I structure my playlists. My playlist structure, okay, and what that does is gives me the ability to show you exactly how I structure my playlists. So on the first level of playlists, I would have main set, weddings, club nights, and others. Obviously these are for examples. In others, I would have a sing-along set, I'd have a cheese set, I'd have a Motown set, I'd have a Northern Soul set, so I can jump into those if I need to, if I've got clients that want those type of stuff. There'll be, for instance, an hour and a half worth of each of those types of music in those playlists. I wouldn't go much lower than an hour's worth because you need to have choice. It's important to have choice. Weddings, I have the playlist that's provided by the bride and groom. I'd have my start set music and anything else that they've asked me for to make sure I've got goes into there. My main sets playlist could be, for instance, 90s music, playlist 1, 90s music playlist 2, 90s music playlist 3, 90s indie rock, 90s dance, 90s trance, and 90s R&B. Now obviously I'd have 80s version of those, 90s version of those, more recent versions. I'd have a 60s main set, 70s disco, 70s main set. So in those main sets, that's where I'd really be able to dive in and out and have everything. I've got my club nights. Now obviously club nights are different music, so if you're going to play a 90s club classics, that's very different to playing just a 90s night, okay? So you'd have a different playlist. So I'd have my, for instance, I could have, if we did 80s, for instance, 80s playlist 1 for clubs. That will be the early on. If I was doing an 80s club night, that's could be the 11, 12 o'clock. Then 80s playlist 2 takes me from midnight through to 2. 80s playlist 3 takes me from 2 through to 4. and that would basically be the early doors music in one, which you're warming up stuff, backgroundy but still popular tracks. Your mainstream 80s will be in set 2, and then we'd be doing more the 80s club stuff in the later set. I'd also have a separate 80s rock and an 80s R&B, because we will get requested that on a club night. And I may do some of the R&B at some points in between, dropping in and out and things like that. So this is basically how I structure my playlist, and I hope that's an easier way for you to work out what it is that I do. It's the only way that I came up with quickly to be able to explain it. So I hope it worked like that. Back to where we were. Part 2 of Aaron's question was how would you approach this in regards to play specific genres? Right, Aaron, well, I'd very much on a birthday party be looking to the age groups that's there during the warm-up. So if they're having a drinks reception, if they're having just arrival drinks, if they're having any type of food, so a buffet or whatever, during that play some tunes that will allow you to read your audience. Okay, from that you should be able to determine what type of music you should be able to start dropping in. If in doubt, you can always ask in advance, get a few notes together of what whoever's party it is they like, because at the end of the day it's their party, so you could do that. But I would very much be looking at dropping the odd tunes. Don't play the bangers, because they're for later. Look for the reactions, if they're nodding along, if they're tapping their feet, if they're tapping their hands, if they're, you know, singing to things. Get an idea, and then from that make a mental note of the of what they're liking, so that then you can start going along that route when you start doing your main set. So Aaron, thanks for your questions. I hope that was useful, and I hope that it was very informative. If it wasn't, if you have further questions, please stick them in the comments below. So right, okay, we'll move on from Aaron's question. Before we do move on to the next question, I'd like to just say a massive thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel, because we've just gone through 800 subscribers, and that is so amazing. I'm so pleased, and it's quite humbling, to be honest with you. Also, this hashtag questions, I've got a big pile of questions still to go through, so we've got another couple of weeks of this. Sorry I'm late this week, but things happen, hey? Anyway, what I'd like to do is I'd like to then just send a little message to another DJ, and I'm going to do that like this. Just a quick shout out to Costa del DJ Mark. Thanks for recommending. I watched one of his videos last month, and he had one of these jobby tripods, and it's the 3K one, and he highly recommended it. So anyway, I bought one, and oh my god, that's made life so much easier using this. Thanks a lot, Mark. Cheers. I'll catch up with you soon. Anyway, back to where we were going. So now over to our second question in this third episode of Hashtag Questions. We have a question from Bin Bagful, who wrote on the comment section. Thank you very much, Bin Bagful. It said, hashtag question. How much time do you spend and how do you advertise yourself within your area? Great to see you helping out not just pros. I have only been doing it for about 1.5 years and you have some great videos in your channel to help us out. Thanks for the advice and support. Well, thank you, Bin Bagful. That's very much appreciated. My stuff's far from for pros. It's for everybody, but mainly it's for the new guys, or the guys who are starting up. That's where the questions thing comes from. So hopefully it is helpful. Anyway, so to answer your first question, how much time do I spend and how do I advertise within my area? Well, to be fair, I don't do a lot of advertising. I don't do any of the wedding fairs. Wedding fairs are usually 50, 100 quid to attend, but it's always the venue's resident choice that they push anyway. In those type of venues, I go by reputation that I've built up. I get a lot of inquiries through my website. Google is my friend, not through Google AdWords, but just by being listed in the Google business section, so the area, the maps, Google Maps thing, because that puts me, when people do a search in my area for a wedding DJ, I'm up there, and I've got lots of Google reviews on there, 5-star ones, which again they help. Those type of reviews are really good because they're impartial, and people have to put an email address in to put them in there, because let's face it, just writing blah 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 and sticking it on your website doesn't have any credibility, so you need that third party recognition there. There are a few things I've tried which I would strongly recommend avoiding, and those being a few of the lead generation sites, because they are, in my opinion, they take your money, sell the same lead to so many people, and that just drives the price down. I like to sell personally on what I'm offering, service and the product itself, and that's what you should, in my opinion, you should do. You should try and build up based on that. Do make contact with local venues that need DJs, because people can't always make every date, even if they're a resident. They always need backups, they always need support, they always need additional DJs at places. So it's worth making sure you're in contact with wedding coordinators and the big venues as such, that will help you out. I mean, I used to use my club nights in a local nightclub as from inquiries. I would as part of my standard response, I'd invite them along and tell them to let me know, and I'll put them on the VIP list. I was allowed to put a couple of people on the VIP list each time, I said, come along, see if you like my style, because I'm always doing 80s and 90s nights in clubs. So that was possibly a really good way of closing deals. That was because they came along, they saw you could do it, and they suddenly feel that they've got confidence in you. So that's great. As far as I'd say have a Facebook business page. I'd say have an Instagram page by the looking of some of them. I don't personally, I have it. I don't use the Instagram side of things very much. Not very good on that. I post my gig logs on YouTube. I use that as a reinforcement tool for sales. I post the videos that are on YouTube onto my website. I do have a website. I'm active on the website. The website does bring me some business in, and that's mainly how I gain it. But I don't like to spend lots of money on marketing. I like to spend lots of money on lights and DJ equipment, as my wife would say, far too much. But hey, she's not the DJ, I'm the DJ, so I know what's far too much, and I've never reached that point. Anyway, so Bin Bagful, thank you very much for your comment and your support. It's really appreciated. I hope you get plenty of bookings for this forthcoming 2020. So that is it for today's hashtag questions. If you have a question that you would like answering, please put it in the comments section below, and I will endeavour to answer it in one of my forthcoming hashtag questions series. I'd like to keep this running. The idea was to do it originally once a month. Obviously this is the third one in the same month, so that's really positive. I've got enough questions at the moment for the next two. Then we might have a gap in January and February if we don't have any more questions in. But if we do, then I'll keep it rolling, because if it's working, if it works for you, if it's helpful, then I'm more than happy to do it. So again, thank you all for supporting the channel. It's really appreciated. And let me know what you think of this new style, where I've done a little bit of you know, messing around and my day involved in the video. I hope that was worth doing, because it took a lot of extra work to put it all together. Anyway, if you did like it, one of these. If not, you can always do that. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, you could consider subscribing. I'd recommend it personally. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to turn on the bell. And until next time, JP out.